All right, time now for our CenturyLink Prism TV Fan of the Week. Dan Goodendorf in Fort Collins was living with his family in Iowa back in the 80s, turned on a Denver Broncos game, because there was an actual knob back then, and he saw the game and was immediately hooked to the point where he told his wife he wanted to move to Colorado just to be a member of Broncos country. So Dan got a full pension after working 30 years at his company. His wife and son packed up 2 U-Hauls, moved to Fort Collins, and here they are, the CenturyLink Prism TV Fans of the Week. You're mistaking where you are at Dan Goodendorf's house in Fort Collins. You are in Broncos country. Amidst all the Halloween decorations, you find a Broncos flag. And then, inside, as you head downstairs to the basement, the sign says Broncos Heaven. And that's where you find Dan and his wife, MariJo.
Go Broncos!
The best way to see Broncos Heaven is to get a tour from the man who put it all together.
And people keep giving me hats. Everybody gives me hats, so I just keep hanging the hats. There's a Bronco refrigerator. All the games, all their friends and family can come over and have drinks. My sister has got me so many of them. Everybody just keeps, you know, oh, why don't you put this in your basement? Why don't you put that in your basement? And then MariJo's really good with the lighting, so she does a lot of the lighting and stuff. I got so much money tied up in this. It just kept going and going and going, and the collectibles, and we have a lot of collectibles.
Every seat in the house is a Broncos seat. Every wall, every nook, every cranny. And game day starts a day early for Dan.
I get up Saturday morning about 4:30, put my flags outside, start pacing, and then, boy, I'm nuts when those games are on. I just can't. My heart starts racing. She's always like, you're gonna have a heart attack. You gotta take it easy. Well, this is a whole Super Bowl team, 1998. That was my pride and joy right here. Man, I love that team. I just love that team. This is a one-of-a-kind. This is probably one of my pride and joys. My little sister in Newcastle, she did this by hand on a beach in Mexico. You know, it's funny, a friend of mine said to me, he says, so where do you put all this stuff? Where do you store all this stuff when the Broncos season's over? I'm like, no, this is it. It's out all the time. He's like, there ain't no way. I'm like, oh, we don't put this away. I just love the team.
All right, thanks, Dan and MariJo, for letting us in your basement. Beautiful Bronco Heaven.